Hey friends, it's Thursday. That means it's time for the Tarot Topics Weekly Newsletter recap. Do you get the Tarot Topics Weekly Newsletter in your inbox every Wednesday morning? If not, there is a link right in the description to read the newsletter and to subscribe right on my website, ChristianaGaudet.com. Tarot Topics Weekly Newsletter comes into your inbox every Wednesday morning. We talk about tarot, but it's a new topic every week. This week, we're doing the holidays, and so the topic is giving presents, but it's a play on words because it's not presents ending in TS, it's presents ending in CE. What we're talking about this week is how important being present is, how our presence can be a present for others, how being present for ourselves, holding space for ourselves and others when going through difficult times, giving of ourselves by giving our time, how much that matters and how much it matters to simply be present and be mindful in that moment. So that's what we're talking about today. That's what we're doing questions on. Obviously, that's a pretty wide range, so go ahead and ask your questions. Let's get going. I am Christiana Gaudet. I am your Tarot Fairy Godmother, and I am so glad you're here with us today. Special shout out to the members, the moderators, and to Refraction Distraction for starting us off with a super sticker. Most appreciated. Let's go on over to CardCam. Here we are. Wiser Tarot, as per often. And let's get to the questions. I will take these in the order in which I see them. And given the sort of broad nature of the question, I'll pretty much answer whatever you ask, really. All right. So Trey, we're starting with you. Thanks so much for being here. Thanks for being a member. We appreciate you. How can I best heal over the holidays? Focus on healing. And the thing I feel like you really need to heal from is I think there are ways where you do not feel successful, where you do not feel like a winner. And so be careful about negative self-talk. Yeah, be careful about negative self-talk. And, I feel like there are things that people are going to want you to participate in that you're not going to feel like you're in the mood to, but it might be helpful to do it anyway. You might have a better time than you thought you would. So focus on healing. Be careful about what you're saying to yourself, what your inner self-talk is, and be willing to do the things. Go to the carol sing or whatever, I mean, I feel like it will be good to be open to the possibility of joy and cheer during the winter festival season, no matter how you happen to feel about it. And you can see I speak the truth. Ha, 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 ha. Okay. Oh, Ben, thanks also for the great reversals class last night. I watched on Catch Up today. Yeah, I know you were there in the beginning, but I didn't see. I figured. I know it was so late for you. So thank you so much. All right. So Julie, looking for a dream interpretation, certainly. I think, Julie, what interestingly, and I don't know, I don't know the deities well enough to know specifically what we're dealing with here, but I think that this is about your own emotional healing and recognizing that you have options and you have choices and you can decide what you want and figure out how to get it. Refraction Distraction, thanks so much for being here. And thank you so much for starting us off with a super sticker. Really appreciate that. So you want to know who you should show your invention to. This is a great question. Let's take a look and see what we see. I think you should be careful about who you show it to. Have you shown it to the patent office yet? I mean, I think at this point, what you're really looking for is protection. You need to protect this because it is a good idea. So I think you need to talk to like an IP attorney, and you need to work on patent or, you know, whatever, depending on what country you're in. That may differ from country to country, but whatever you can do to protect your idea, that's what you have to do first. Okay. Ben Lieber does tarot. Thanks for being a member. Thanks for using members only emojis. How can I be less reactive and more responsive? Ooh, in situations I'm present in. Yeah. Oh, Justine, I'm just seeing you. I've got plenty of questions for you. Don't you worry. I got it. All right. How can you be less reactive and more responsive in situations you're present in? I love this question. And the answer is observe. Stay in a place of observing. Be like the high priestess. Have knowledge, cultivate knowledge, observe. Take a beat. If there's something going on that is going to trigger you, that you're going to react to, breathe through it. Take a beat and process it with the wisdom and the detachment of the high priestess. Really work with this card. This card has so much, and you're a tarotist, so I can tell you this. She'll help you. Use this card. She will help you. All right. Vaishali, nice to see you. Thanks for being here. What should I be doing now in my life for self-growth and happiness? What a great question. If you have animals or love animals, spend time with animals. But also, like, really think about what are the things that you enjoy? What are the things that make you happy? And how can you do them? How can you be more creative? How can you be more joyful? And I mean, you're kind of asking me, how can I be more joyful? And the cards are coming back and saying, well, what gives you joy? And the thing is, I think that you have within you a certain amount of confusion, a certain amount of anxiety, and a certain amount of anger and upset that has made it hard. You have to get those things under control. And if you get those things under control, then you will have access to the creativity and the joy, and you will know what brings you joy and be able to pursue it. Oh, Ben, okay. You're Nan, the tarot reader, right? I always called my Nan the high priestess, so that was particularly potent advice there. Yeah, I think that may have come right from her. There you go. Okay, so Justine, thanks for being a member. Thanks for being a moderator. The question I'm going to do is how you can be present, how you should be present during these particular situations that are happening. How do you be present with it? You know, you've had like a whole protocol where you have to spring into action when this happens. This calls for action. And what we're saying now is maybe it doesn't call for action. Maybe it just calls for you to be present. So how do you be present for that, with that? And the answer is don't interpret it. Don't think about it. Don't interpret it. Just be with it. Just go on about your merry way. Okay, this is happening. Great. Let me just go about my merry way. Practice your being present normally during these situations that feel abnormal. And the rest will take care of itself, I think. Vaishali, perfect. Glad you get it. That is perfect. All right. Joyous Ocean, good to see you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member. We appreciate you. I'm thinking of questions too. I think I'm good at giving presents. Yeah, you are. That's a fact. Baby Cake, so good to see you. Thanks so much for being here. Do you see a job coming for me soon? I broaden my expectations so much that I feel that the less paid jobs will be taken. And for the higher paid position, I will be omitted. I'm stressed. So let's see. Do we see a job coming soon? Let's see. Yes. In this case, like death can be a great job for jobs, a great job. Death can be a great card for getting a new job, for pregnancy, for any kind of major change. So I think there is a job coming soon. What do you need to know about this? There's that high priestess again. Ben's grandmother is coming to help you. You're doing what you need to do. It's gonna be okay. You will find what you need. You really will. Justine, nods head, says serenity prayer. Yeah, there you go. Smile Soul 20, so good to see you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member. Teresa, thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member. Thanks for being a moderator. Oh my gosh, this is huge. I officially finished my bachelor's degree today. I'm going to practice presence now and going forward. I really enjoyed the newsletter. Thank you. So that's not a question, but I think it deserves a reading. And if you have another question, go ahead and do it. But I think in honor of finishing your degree, that in itself deserves a reading. So here we go. Congratulations. It does create a whole new kind of worry because it's been like so clear what you have to do up till this point. But I feel like there is also a plan going forward. And is it grad school? Are you going to grad school? Is that what it is? I don't know, but don't worry. Like the whole thing is don't worry. The way forward will be clear. And like, I do feel like this is so exciting and so good, but also weirdly, really anxiety producing. So we just want to recognize that it can be anxiety producing, but know that it's going to be fine. Candace Gallmeyer, so good to see you. Thanks for being here. Oh, I love this. What do I need to know in order to stay present during my upcoming trip to see my long distance boyfriend? What a great question. All right. I think the problem when we have long distance relationships is that there can be so much anticipation. We haven't seen each other for so long. Oh my gosh, I cannot wait. And so there's so much anticipation. And so you're right, being present in the moment versus trying to fulfill expectations, your own and his. That's really going to be the key. So just basically don't prejudge what the experience will be, Be present for yourself, be present with him. Recognize that both of you could get into trouble if there are unspoken expectations. Remember that you enjoy each other. And, it's so hard because I think that there is this whole question around where does this go, And so I think a visit like this does bring up a question about the future, and you may not have answers to that question yet. So don't be necessarily making that a focus. Be present in the moment, quite literally. That's what's necessary. All right, my friends, Who's next? It's Claire. Claire C. So good to see you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member. Great newsletter about presents. I know that would make a wonderful gift for many people. Presents for presents. Cool. Yeah. Well, and I think that's true. I remember there was a fad that went around a while ago where people for gifts gave each other coupons. This is good for, one free babysitting, whatever. Or this is good for, one thing I'll do for you. I'll come clean your house. I'll cook you a meal, whatever. So, I think there's that kind of thing as well. That's really cool. So, believe it or not, friends, we are at last call for readings, y'all. If you have not read the newsletter, the link is right there. If you're here and you have not asked a question about your own presents, about the holiday season, in the newsletter, there is even an article about using the cards to find the perfect gift. So any questions you have, it is last call for readings right now. Also in the description, there is a link to make an appointment with me to have a reading. I am available throughout the holiday season. And there's also a link to learn more about StaarCon and get your StaarCon ticket. You want to do that. All right, let's go back to CardCam because we got more questions. Yay. Okay. Claire C., thanks so much for being a member. We really appreciate you. My question is, can I request true presents from people in a shared activity as a gift wish without offending them? I love this. I love this idea. But can you do this? With the particular people you're talking about, I'm not sure that you can. You can try. My family did this. My daughter did it, actually. And instead of gift exchange, she wanted us to have a special party, and we did, and it was fun. So it's a good idea. But with this particular group of people, I'm not sure that will work. I'm not sure they'll get it, and they may see it as an imposition. Adrija, so good to see you. Thanks for being here. How do I stay present with S, and is there any future to this? All right. So, Adrija, how do I stay just present with S? I think it's hard for you because then your next question, is there any future? You can't stay present if you're thinking about the future because then you're not present. Then you're in the future. So you see the problem. And of course you're looking toward the future because if there's not a future, you got no reason to be talking to them. So it's tricky. But look at the cards that have come up. I feel like you're already doing a great job in this conversation. I feel like you're having the conversation you need to have here. Could there be a future? I'm not sure. These aren't great cards for a future, but the other cards were not bad. So we'll see. It's possible. It's possible. I'm a little concerned, but it's possible. Oh, baby cakes, how are the grandbabies doing? Oh my goodness, we took them to the park the other day. They walk pretty well now. They don't run yet, but they walk. And they talk to each other in twin language. They have the shared twin language that we don't understand, but we don't know if they do either. We don't know if those are real words or not, but Allison thinks they are. Allison thinks they already have a language and are talking to each other. So how cool is that? Joyous Ocean. Thank you. Thank you for a great question. And again, thanks for being a member and thanks for being a StaarCon presenter. We're looking forward to seeing you there. How can I stay present for myself in the dating process? By having really good boundaries and recognize that you don't need a partner, you want one. There is a difference between needing and wanting. And yes, we always have to compromise in relationships. But do you know what we compromise about? What time we eat dinner. What we watch on TV. Don't compromise who you are for another person. And you're a person who is a healer and we do heal each other in love, but don't you be getting yourself some broken ass person who needs you to fix them. Choose someone who is at your level. And I know that's going to be hard to find. They do grow so fast, baby cakes. Oh my gosh. And they have very distinct personalities. Oh my gosh, so funny. Jenny. Virginia W., thanks for being here. Thanks for being members. Thanks for being a member, and thanks for using members only emojis. I appreciate you. I'm thanking you while I'm Joyce Ocean. Twins always have their own language. I have twin nephews. So there's studies on this apparently, because my daughter's a scientist and, she does all the research. And so apparently there's a difference in twin languages between fraternal and identical twins. They do it differently. So our twins are fraternal. It's not as common in fraternals that they have that twin language, but ours do. And see, now I am betting anything, Joyous Ocean, that your twin nephews are identical, because having their own language at 46, that is likely, more likely with identical twins than fraternal twins. And I just learned that on Tuesday at the park with Allison. So whatever, we'll see. Okay, Jenny, I didn't forget about you. I'm doing your question. Can't help but talk about the babies. I mean, come on. Is now a good time to email Jill to let her know that you will no longer be present? Yeah, now's the time. Now's the time. Let her know. Yeah, now's the time. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes, now's the time. All right. Martha Vink. Martha Vink, so good to see you. Thanks for being a member. I'm writing from the bedside of my dad, who will cross the Rainbow Bridge soon. So sorry. But so grateful for his life. So grateful that I had a chance to meet him. So grateful that he got to live to be the age that he is. And so grateful that you're there with him at this important time. But I do know how hard this is. Mom and sis are here too. So, so hard for everyone. Any words of wisdom for us? All right. They are identical. Yep. And they're both partnered with Asian partners. That's fabulous. I love that. Okay. All right. So Martha, words of wisdom at this very sacred, difficult, but time of blessing, that you're allowed to feel all the feelings. We knew this would come someday. He's 90, but we didn't think it would be today. And so that's hard. Be conscious of all the feelings, understand the feelings, but overall, the overarching feeling. The overarching feeling, on one hand, is that you're really going to miss him. This is really hard. It feels unfair that he should be taken at any time. If ever there was a person that should live to be 150, it would be this guy. And so no matter what the age is, it feels so hard that he's being taken. And you have to be present for that feeling, but I don't believe that's where he's at. I think when we look at where he's at, he has been physically uncomfortable and uncomfortable in his skin and his body for a long time. He has really appreciated the good care that he has gotten, but he is a person who spent most of his life wanting to care for others and doing a damn good job of it. He is ready to be done. He's ready to go home. And so in this particular family group, he's the one who's going ahead. You will miss him, but you will also be so grateful for these blessings. And for him, he will not be able to tell you of his journey, but he has been sure of this journey and preparing for this journey all of his life, and he is ready to be done with the physical world. So hold space for all of this and be grateful that as these things go, like we all got to do this. What your dad is doing, that's the one experience other than birth that we will all for sure have in common, right? And the way he's doing it is the way we would wish on everybody. We wish that everybody would get to live to an old age and go into the next world surrounded by love. So we're all going to miss him. All right. Okay. Give me a minute. I remember your dad from like when I first met him, and what a fabulous guy. That's all I'm going to say. Okay. All right, here we go. Medea Ness, you didn't get the newsletter. It's so good to see you. Glad you're here. Thanks so much for being a member. We appreciate you. Hang on. Give me a minute. Okay, Ness. Yes, definitely straighten out the newsletter thing. Let me know if I can help with that. And we've missed you. I feel like I haven't seen you in the longest time. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for being a member. We appreciate you. Thank you for all the support from Martha. You can't do this work without, well, I mean, that's presence right there, right? You can't do this work without being present. And to be present, you got to feel the feelings, and there it is. All right, here we go. It has been a while, Ness. Are you doing okay? We miss you when you're not here. All right, let me go. There was a question. You were the kid who didn't do your homework. Oh, Vaishali, you want a collective reading for all of us on how we can be present. I will end with that. That's too much fun, and I love it. Okay. So, where was the Ness question? I saw it. Or did I not see it? I did. I did see your question, and now I'm not seeing it. Right, you couldn't read the newsletter, right. But we've got the question, how can I be present for myself? All right, here we go. Okay, how can I be present for myself? In silence. Sometimes being present for yourself is trying to get to that place. And I think this is really sort of a meditative thing. Getting to that place where you're not thinking about anything, which is so hard. I think that's why, like, they tell us to count when we're trying to fall asleep. Because how do you really empty your mind? How do you think about nothing? But I feel like when you get into a space and can just allow the universe in, quiet yourself and allow the universe in, you will be very present for yourself. And in that, you will find new guidance and new solutions and new ways forward. So it doesn't have to be like a huge meditative practice, but it can simply be taking a breath and quieting your mind and welcoming energy in. You do a lot of outpouring of energy, creatively, as a mom, as a homemaker, in all kinds of ways. Welcoming energy in would be helpful. All right. All right. Oh, Ginny, thank you. Just wanted to say that your extemporaneous comments during these meetings are always on point. The tarot reversals class last night was great. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for being there. Really appreciate it. Rosemarie, I've got a question for you. No problem. See, a lot of y'all, I know y'all so well, I can ask your questions. Rosemarie, here we go. The question is like, how can you recognize that you are worthy of being present for yourself? How about that? And I think that's right where we are. We are sort of struggling with that self-worth. And it's a vicious cycle because I think you have people around you who make you feel worse. And then that confirms that suspicion that you had. And so you have to really be boundaried in your mind and in your thinking and in your energy to be present for yourself, which is so important, what you must be doing right now. All right. Okay. So, Vaishali had a really good idea, which is that we do a collective reading for all of us as we go into this holiday season, each with our own thing. You know, we've all got different things going on, as we always do, but in the holiday season, that makes it a little more stark. As a collective, how can we be present for ourselves at this time? By recognizing all of the possibilities and not getting freaked out about it, by holding space for ourselves and others, recognizing that there's so much we don't know, and there's so many times we don't know what to do, but to trust that most of the time, most of us will make the right choices. Now, how can we hold space for each other in this time? Ooh, that's a little harder. But I can do this with one card. I can do this. We hold space for each other by collaborating when that's appropriate, by giving space when that's appropriate, by rising to the occasion of conflict when that's appropriate, but by refraining from unnecessary conflict whenever possible. All right. My friends, from my perspective, we have now come to the end of the questions. I want to thank you all so much for being here. Sending you all so much love. Thank you for the feedback. Thanks for sharing your energy with us in this session. I will be back tomorrow with your Friday Weekly Wrap-Up. And on Sunday, if you happen to be local, we have our in-person local tarot meetup at Panera Bread, 4 p.m., Palm City this Sunday. Join us if you can. And looking ahead, I'm teaching at the library again December 18th. So remember that, my local friends. All right. Vaishali, thanks for that idea. That was a great idea. Really appreciate it. My friends, I appreciate all of you so very much. Sending you all so much love. Looking forward to the next time we meet. Take good care.